Hi everybody, welcome back to, what was it called again? What was the name of the channel it's been so long since I've recorded anything. So what was it called again? Oh, that's right, I got it right here. It was called Journey to 100 Books. So who thinks I'm right here? Did I make it to 100 yet? Not quite. I'm still I'm further along than this, but I haven't posted. I've done more than 3 books. But this is just a reminder where I started from. The first book, Spiritual Form of the Journal, Pizza Day, and Reading Buddies Day. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my first book and how I got started. The first book was called, of course, the kids' book, Pizza Day. And this is the one that's currently out now. And I'm also revamping the cover. So I'm making the cover a little bit different, changing some things around. So I'm making some tweaks to that. So this is the book that's being sold right now in stores and online. And I'll have the links for that below. And this is where it all started. So people ask me, how long have I been writing kids books for, children's books? I've been writing them since about 2005. So there's the class. I was in teachers college. And this was one of the assignments. And one of the assignments was to write a children's book. And at the time, this was probably my most favorite assignment out of everything that I had to do on top of, it was just the most favorite assignment. I can't even remember the other ones, to tell you the truth. Maybe I remember one presentation. I talked about different cultures and teachings in other countries, and that was a lot of fun. I talked about Australia, but this was my favorite assignment. Had to write a kid's book. We had to pay for this, and they published it for us, gave us a nice hard copy. At the time, this was pretty high tech. Back in 2005, now print on demand and publishing places, it's very easy to submit a file, and you can get one of these of your own. But at the time, this was pretty big news to be able to get a book that you could make yourself. So I made it a bit of, I think I used some computers and some drawings. It didn't quite look right, so this was the very first picture that I drew, and I drew it all with, I had these like markers that were like the paintbrush tip markers, and I think it came time for the deadline, and it was due like a day or two before, and I started writing. I think I procrastinated for a long time, but once I started, I got it done pretty quickly, and I was impressed with myself. I just let her rip, and I just did it as fast as I could, and it came out pretty well. Once you start something, if you have a certain amount of time, you will fill that amount of time with either procrastination, and you'll get the work done. So it will get done in whatever amount of time you allot for it. So here's the progression from that, the very first page, to this. Not much different. I'm not that impressed with either one of them, because whenever I look back at my work, I'm happy that I did it, but there's some things that I would change, because I'm always improving every day. And now my latest books, I'll show you one of my newer ones. The newest one is called Gym Class Day, and this is the closest to my progress right now. So this is probably my current benchmark. Right now would be Gym Class Day. And I'll show you one of the pictures in there. It's all done on the iPad, and it's a lot of fun, and they're a lot different. So that was part of my progression. So part of my progression was back in teachers college, 2005, and then being a teacher librarian and being surrounded by so many books, and then, okay, I got to get my books out there because there's so many amazing books. I could see myself fitting in with them, and I wanted to represent the stories that I've written and the stories that I've thought about. So that was when I really put pencil, crayon to paper, and marker, and then I made this iteration. But there's actually one before it, a bigger size. So this is 8.5 by 11. So there's that, and here's the back. So I printed off about 100 of these, started giving them out to friends and teachers and just people that support me. So they have the very first edition of Pizza Day that I printed off, about 100 copies. So this was the second main iteration. So 1 and 2, and then getting to 3. So here's the back of 3, and the third version of Pizza Day, and there's a fourth version where I make the cover Jeffrey, the main character, he's a lot more prominent in it and it looks better. It's similar to this one, and where his face is bigger and you just see more of it. And I'll show you on the back what I'm working on. I have Halloween Day that I'm working on right now. It might not be done for Halloween, but the good thing is it's an awesome story, and I think people will have fun reading it throughout the rest of the year. So Halloween Day is coming out, and there's also one left blank, which is, I'm going to surprise you with something new. Another one as well that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that one. So that is how I wrote Pizza Day, a little bit of the behind the scenes story of Pizza Day and how that got started. And this was just like a fun project. It sat for a while. I didn't do too much with it in terms of sharing it with the world, but I really enjoyed this class when I went to Teachers College, and we really practiced reading to kids and reading in our classrooms and how to promote literacy and just talking and sharing stories. So I think this might have started it all off on the journey that I'm on now. So journey to 100 books, I will go back and I'm going to tell a story about how each one came about. And during that time, I'll also tell you a bit about my process and how I write, how I draw, how I use digital, how I use analog pen and paper, and how I put it all together and how I put my stories out there. So that's it for today. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe if you haven't. I'd like this to grow as I grow my journey, and I would like to post at least once a week telling you what I'm up to. Sometimes I'm really doing a lot, and drawing takes me a while, illustrating takes me a while as well. And yeah, that's it for now. And if you want to subscribe, please join my mailing list, because I'm going to be doing some cool things with creativity and things like that. So please sign up at clubjeffrey.com. The link will be below, and you get like these printout affirmation cards that you can use for whatever you want to use. You can color them and keep them, and they're just nice to have around. So sign up at clubjeffrey.com, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.